Welcome to the buymeacoffee.com/James Poeartistry, the coffee tips page that supports my James Poeartistry creative productions and work. See also jamespoeartistry.online. Perceptive reader, this could probably be stated as a sage, oh my God moment. You know, I read a statement on social media about a week or so ago, or it was actually in the LinkedIn area that I saw it as well. And it was along the lines of saying, to anybody who was reading it, that they were saying basically, don't waste your time with customers you see who are cheap or won't pay you. That was along the lines of the several different statements I've read, not only over the past couple of weeks, but over the past year. And the thing about it is, it was talking about, you know, or talking to probably professionals, and and the thought that comes to my mind, people who are still entrepreneurs who just have to constantly make things or make business out of thin air or nothing. Okay, well, all the same, when it has come to the aspects of what entrepreneurs would do, and I've talked about it over the years. I won't go into detail now, but I'm telling you, depending on how much of your I don't want to use the word resume, and I don't want to even use the word contacts. I don't want to use the word ledger. It's another word that really still describe the and it's not comrade. And see, I'm still trying to think of the word that I really want to use to describe when persons have accumulated uh, persons who they may not necessarily really be, on your list of contracts, but you know what? They still are on your list of contacts. And maybe somebody you can rely on, you see, for this or that. And it doesn't even have to be a long-term type of project in this way or that way. It's like, I always mention about how vendors work and things of that nature. Well, with that being said, and still keeping those other thoughts in mind, is this. You can ask yourself, well, what type of customer do you want? What type of customer are you attracting? You see, there are some persons that are like just sole proprietor, and they just have already their own creative business. They have their own process and business plan of what they are doing or what they desire to do. And so the whole point is they may be in that type of list, if you will, where persons will run across them and they may, uh, uh, offer a job here or there in this way or that way. And the person will respectfully say, well, no, this is still my business. This is my area of expertise of what I'm developing. Uh, I don't want to be beholden to nobody, you see, in a permanent way, in this way or that way. It just has to be on as need or as come basis, and it's not really an obligation. You see what I'm talking about, perceptive reader? And it's not really an obligation in that way. And so you still sometimes would just do nice things for people, and whether they can pay you or not. But this is what I want to emphasize still. This is what I really want to emphasize. There are some persons of the mindset that I just described to you on that no, they really look, if they were to tell you what type of customer they're attracting, that they would attract, uh, I'm telling you, it would really be on more of a higher elevated way of thinking. And this is what I mean by that. You hear me say all the time that love is proactive. And even if a person still says, you know, I don't like you, but I'm gonna still do this because, you know, like paying for a service in this way, or paying for one of the author's products or what have you, the author products, where any type of vendor's a product, you know, and they really maybe had a situation where they didn't have to pay for it. They could have probably just got away with not paying for it, or what have you. But they did it anyway. And then, whether they realize it or not, they still have shown a form of not only just respect for the laws of the land, but it could be actually still showing a form of love in its foundation principles, whether they think about it like that or not. And so those are the type of people that some persons, especially content creators, and have their own mission and things of that nature, they're looking, you see, for somebody who would just be honest in that way, to just be proactive in paying for whatever it is that person is putting out. You know, writers at times get signing bonuses. What does that signing bonus help them to do? Well, I'm going to tell you. You know, in that movie Limitless, remember that writer, yeah, I wouldn't even call it just writer's block. He had a lot of things going on in his mind that was keeping him, you know, stagnant or stuck, so to speak, or what have you. And then he ended up, you know, getting that a miracle pill, if you will, that really lit his brain up. And the next thing you know, he was doing everything in record time, getting himself back together and everything else. You see what I'm saying? As he went into his field. Well, you heard me state before, money is a motivator. Money is a verification. Money is a validation. And when I talk about being in a higher way of thinking, then you realize when I say money is a validation, you realize I'm still not saying it as if it has some type of control over you, as if it's your God or anything. No, it means that, you know, this is the system that has been set up on earth, where no matter how much people keep on trying to say that you don't need money, I don't know what in the world they talking about. I bet you somebody is paying, you know, either using their money to support them. So money is somewhere being used to keep them alive on this earth. I guarantee you that. So that's why I don't even like to talk like that. And so the whole point is, we still need money in this economy. And if you want to reference some of my categorized different podcasts where I've talked about it, again, you just have the proof before you through my consultant moments on why we need money. So with that being said, what type of customer would you be wanting to attract, or that you're attracting? Well, like I said again, the ones who have that mindset, boy, they've been, you know, whether they just pay for your stuff straight up front, or signing bonuses or anything of that nature, you see, they also have that eye and that knowledge to know that no matter what people say, because, you know, sometimes people say, uh, you know, uh, you are what you do every day, or your habits, or what have you. And I'm here to tell you today that, okay, maybe as a general thought, for the, I'm not going to use a term that they describe, you know, people that don't have a certain type of knowledge, but they know what I'm talking about. So the point is, maybe for people who think in that way, of that mindset. But I'm here to tell you today, as you still know, there's always a small percentage, if you will, of people that, yeah, they can look just like that person's life was in Limitless. And they get the right motivation, they get the right verification, they get the right validation, which actually would involve health, maybe spirituality, and then their resources. You see what I'm saying? And I guarantee you, you'll see some type of improvement that will probably surprise the daylights out of some persons. So those are the people, are the customers that we hope and would be on a proactive level to know that, you know what? No, this artist over here, this writer over here, this author over here, we are wise enough to know what this system is all about. We know how different ways it functions, the way it is designed to function. And it doesn't mean that a person may be looking down today that they can't be in their tip-top shape tomorrow. But there's always an opportunity for that, you see, that mindset, that knowledge. And that type of knowledge, boy, is certainly power. Have a wonderful day.